here. Right, my name is Jerry Karanja, founder and CEO of Celebrate Africa Tours. We are based in Vancouver in the traditional and unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. Really a privilege to be able to walk on these lands. So I am so glad to welcome you here. Thank you for taking the time. What I'd like to do as we start this off, I did have a video that I do hope this is going to work the way I expect it to share about the Botswana tour just to get us going. I will share my screen. Right. Feel free to share that where you're joining this call from. I've spoken to some of you joining the call from Long Beach, from different parts of LA. Always interesting to hear where folks are joining the call from. All right, so I would like to share this with everyone. Hope the sound works. Pausing to see if the sound is okay.
No, there's no sound.
There's no sound.
I don't think it's
That's
playing. And the screen, I don't even see.
Yeah. Oh, you don't
Like,
see it on the screen?
no, we do, but the play button is, I don't think the video is moving.
Oh, yeah, I had paused it so that I'm able to speak with you and see whether you're getting the sound. Well, that's too bad. I've tried this several times. I'm going to try one more time. There is some sound, but if the sound doesn't come through, um, enjoy it. They're pictures, and it gives you a depiction of Botswana, the different places that this tour is going to take you on. So let me just resume that one more time.
Jerry, just so you know, the video is not playing. It's not about the sound only. There is no video.
Oh, there's no video?
No,
Oh, my
it's just the
goodness,
screen that shows
technology.
that you're about to click on something, but maybe you have two screens and
I think you had to press the play button.
yeah, now it's playing. Okay. No sound, but at least video is playing now.
And I started. Right. Oh, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop sharing that. Um, I hope you were able to follow with that video. I'm so sorry that I can't even tell. Were you able to hear the sound all right? No.
Yeah, no sound.
No sound, no
No
sound.
sound. I'm sorry about that, but what I will do is that I'm going to share that clip with everybody, and you can be able to listen to the African drums that I was like swaying my body to. Well, I hope it gave you an idea of how the trip's gonna look like. What I'm gonna do right now, I have a presentation that is going to facilitate us to have this discussion about the company and the tour, what we do, and what your expectations may be. It's okay. I'm gonna put this. All right. Minimize this. Right, so we are Celebrate Africa Tours. So many things to move on my screen. Celebrate Africa Tours, we are a sustainable and conscious travel company. We are licensed here in British Columbia, in British Columbia, Canada. That's our license number, which we are required to show when we're having this public presentation so that um, people are able to know that we are a licensed company. Right. Celebrate Africa Tours is a Canadian Black-owned social enterprise that is part of a global movement to socially transform the travel industry in Africa. And how we do this is that we offer authentic, sustainable, and purpose-driven travel experiences. We're in 24 different countries. In the eastern side, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, some well-known destinations, particularly for safari. We are also in southern parts. We offer experiences there in South Africa, in Botswana, and Namibia, Zimbabwe, and a few other countries on the islands of Madagascar, Mauritius, and Seychelles. We also do the western side in Ghana and Senegal. So just to give you an idea about where we offer these travel experiences. And our vision really is to build a trusted global brand for sustainable and culturally responsible travel in Africa. We care that when people are visiting our continent, that they are being responsible with how they interact with communities and having minimal impact on communities and the environment too. So our offerings briefly, we do family vacations, solo tours, group tours, honeymoon, volunteer groups that are wanting to have an impact on communities. We do facilitate that. Experiences include safari, Kilimanjaro. We did an information session last week on Kilimanjaro. So that's really exciting. We love taking folks to go on that challenging journey. Deep sea diving, we have beautiful coastlines in the east, Indian Ocean, in Kenya, Zanzibar. There's just some beautiful white sandy beaches with beautiful blue deep waters, snorkeling, deep sea diving, kite surfing. Yeah, and today we are here for the all-inclusive 14-day Grand Botswana Safari plus Victoria Falls vacation. We love Botswana, and I'm so pleased to be offering this information to you. Yeah, that just went ahead. So yeah, Botswana is very well known for conservation of its wildlife and its nature. So it's it's really a delight to be able to support the country to promote this destination. So why Botswana should be on your next Africa safari trip? There are 5 reasons why, and I'm gonna go through those, give you an idea of why really Botswana is quite unique. Um, Different from, other well-known destinations for safari like Tanzania, Kenya, where I am from, and neighboring South Africa too. So Botswana has exceptional wildlife, really quite diverse in what it offers. Obviously, it has the big five, the lions, the leopards, elephants, buffalo, and the rhino, and other animals like the cheetahs, the wild dogs, and really quite a variety of bird species. If there are any bird, people that really care about going to watch birds in these places. It's pristine in the landscapes, mostly because a lot of it is uninhabited. And you really do experience this when you go to the Okavango Delta, which is a wetland. And Botswana is quite unique because part of the Kalahari Desert is in Botswana. So you really get to see these diverse environments when you are out there in safari. The other thing that is really important and one we really care about is conservation and the number of tourists that visit Botswana. So Botswana's strategy for tourism is really low impact, high quality tourism. So the country is very selective about its approach to tourism, and mostly this means that there are fewer visitors, smaller numbers, and the lodges are not as many. So this means that you will be traveling or you will not see as many tourists, even in high seasons like the summer times, compared to other places to the north of the continent. So conservation is really key to Botswana's strategy. So they prioritize wildlife protection and sustainable tourism. And those two little cute lion cubs there, they're able to thrive in this environment because it's mostly natural and they're protected from poaching as well. And local communities are a part of this in terms of supporting conservation and protection of these wild animals, which mean a lot to tourism and revenue that comes into the country, support local communities. So yeah, mostly you'll find that you'll be having exclusive experiences going to Botswana because again the experience is quite unique. So you're able to do things like walking safaris. If someone has not done walking safaris, you'll be interested to know that this is something that you can do there. And then you can experience a safari by the lakes in Mokoro. And a Mokoro is a dugout canoe. And you can have experiences. They're really beautiful for sunset cruises. And just watching the animals, just going to get water on a hot day. So that's quite unique. Um, so a bit, Victoria Falls, this 14-day tour has Victoria Falls included. So it will be 10 days in Botswana and 4 days in Victoria Falls, which is the side of Zimbabwe. So there are two places from which you can see the Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe and Zambia. But the Zimbabwe side is the more scenic um, side of it. So what is included? There is a lot that is included in this. This is an all-inclusive vacation package. You're going to have numerous sunset boat cruises. Um, as I explained a little bit earlier, is that there is just such an inhabited lush environment that is not yet untouched. So you have many opportunities to experience, the waters and walking safaris too. You have many game drives. On the Victoria Falls part, you'll have a Victoria Falls guided tour, so you're able to go around it. Um, and you will also have a scenic helicopter flight over Victoria Falls. This is only 8 minutes helicopter flight, but it is so beautiful. You get to really have this bird's eye view of the Victoria Falls. There's nothing like it. Victoria Falls is one of the world's natural wonders. Yeah, and African bomber dinners and dances. So an African bomber dinner is where you have, traditional setup of the dinners, and you will have mostly choirs that are coming and singing in their local languages and really dancing. So you get to experience the culture and be a part of it. Um, we're here to walk with you this experience. So from the first time that you make a decision that, yes, I really want to do this, we'll sit down with you and make sure that you have all the documents that you need, visa processing support. You do need a visa to travel to these two countries. but I want to say that for the Zimbabwean visa, you get visa on arrival when you're coming from Botswana. Airport pickup and drop off is included, all hotel accommodation, and you were able to see some of the hotel accommodation in that video, which I said that I'm going to share.
Do you mind
All
if I
me.
ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
Are we supposed to get visas before we go on the trip?
Yes,
What
for
visa
Botswana.
for which one?
For Botswana.
For Botswana, we need a
Yeah.
visa, and that's not the same as a passport. That's something different.
Well, you should have a passport to travel. So in addition to your passport, you'll need a passport to get a visa. And we can help you to navigate that process. Online should be very easy to have that information, but we are happy to sit down with you and explain the process of getting that visa onto your passport because you need to show that to travel. Is that helpful?
Well, a little. Do you mind sharing with me a little bit what the process is you help us with? I mean,
Yeah,
can
so
you do it online? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, you should be able to do it online. So depending on every country, whatever citizenship you are of, the Botswana government will be able to say for people from these countries, this is you need this visa, you need to pay this amount of money to get the visa, and they will explain that process. It's all on the government website, but we are happy to help you navigate that process because you will need a visa to travel to Botswana.
And I assume since you're addressing this group here, it is needed for US citizens as well.
Yes.
That's interesting because most US citizens, I mean, there's a lot of countries the US citizens don't need visa, but Africa is not one of them, seems like.
Yeah, some are visas on arrival. The process may be easier, the fees may be lesser. But we, as I said, we're happy to help you navigate that process at no extra fee. Yeah. I hope that is clear. I will continue with what else is included this. So airport pickup and drop off, hotel accommodation, all meals and hotel, and a qualified English speaking guide. What's not included is your travel insurance. It's very important to make sure that you have travel insurance before coming onto this trip. Visa fees, international flights too. So those are the three things that are not included in this. So the cost for this is $30,000 US, all inclusive. This includes the taxes as well. So this covers everything that I've talked about.
I'm sorry, you got cut off. Can you repeat the
Oh.
cost again?
Yeah, sorry about that. So the cost is $13,000 US. This is inclusive of all taxes. There's no additional fee. And just emphasizing that this includes everything that I talked about, the whole hotel accommodation, transportation, helicopter flights, and in-country flights. And this in-country flights are actually it's included. It's what you will do to move within Botswana, because a lot of it is inhabited, and Botswana it's quite vast. So to move from one park to another, we use local flights, and that is included. You don't need to worry about that. Yeah, so that is my contact information there, and our socials. I will stop sharing here and we can get into the questions. Let me check the chat first. I see something.
Can you share the contact information one more time, please, on the screen?
Yes, I can do that. Did you get it?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
I put it in the chat, Jerry. Also, is there a list of all of the other Africa tours also that you have? Maybe I could get a list. So, I mean, this is pretty expensive, so it's not like something we would be able to do too many of them. So it'd be good to see what are all the other options to see what we could pick from.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for that. So I just realized that was a direct message to you. I'll share it with everybody. We have our website, celebrateafricatours.com, and you'll be able to see all the other tours that we have. Right now, we have 5 of them that are our top destinations for 2025. So you'll notice that we don't have other tours that are elaborated. So if there is a destination that piques your interest, please feel free to reach out and we are able to share more information or curate something that is specific to your needs. And that's the other thing that we do. We do curated experiences. So if you see any of them that doesn't suit your budget, doesn't suit your experience, you want something more customized, that's something that we're able to do. So don't be shy
And
to
this is
reach
per
out.
person, I'm assuming, right? The cost?
Yeah, per person.
And so if it's 2 people, let's say a family or something, is that any different or just double?
It is per person. It is per person for children below the age of, I believe it's below the age of 12. If they're sharing with the parents, then that's okay.
I
There's
have
no
a
additional
question.
cost. Yeah,
Can you hear me well?
yes, I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I have a question because I did the same route 5 years ago, 2018. I loved it. So I am the ambassador to the people who have not been to African continent because anyway, so it's
Yeah.
but the only concern for many people who's has this safari in their bucket list. Do you have some budget friendly kind of program? I know sky's the only limit. I've been there. Some of the lodging is like, oh my goodness, 5-star hotel. But Okavango, except for Okavango Delta, they couldn't really have that fancy stuff. But anyway, so those people who want to do it, but just because of that, that cost, is there any way, because a lot of people are asking me if they can just get by under certain budget. So that was my question. But
Oh, yeah.
I definitely just recommend this to everyone. It has to be in their bucket list.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your experience. Yes, certainly. This is bucket list once in a lifetime experience. And as I started saying this, that the strategy in Botswana is it's smaller groups, which means that the experience is unique. And that means that there are not so many lodges, and the lodges that are there are quite luxurious, and that's why the cost is high. So for someone that is thinking of still doing,
Nicole.
oh,
Oh, I'm so
so that's okay. I easily lose my train of thought. Yeah, so the experience in Botswana does tend to be more expensive than, say, doing safari on the eastern side of the continent. So if someone is looking for still wanting to have a safari experience, making, taking off their bucket list to go to Africa, I would recommend thinking of destinations like Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, where the tourism strategy is different. Yeah, because of the strategy in Botswana, it does seem out of budget for some people. Is that helpful in one?
Oh yes, all because that was 5 years ago. So I wanted to check with you up to date kind. So I totally understand. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. And unfortunately, you would think like 5 years ago, maybe it was expensive. Things have tended to get more and more pricier as
Yeah,
time has
but
gone
like I
by.
said, I learned that because I had lived in South Africa for a year. So during the time I did all that, possible,
Yeah.
the Tanzania, the Kilimanjaro, or the South Africa Kruger, but the Kruger Park, and so I'm pretty familiar with this. But still, I think to most people, it's kind of daunting because of all this, this indigenous, what they call this, malarias, or all this sickness, and also political kind of that problems, and so that I think I think people should be known that it's not like that dangerous zone for everyone, as long as you have a really trustworthy guide, and of course the company that leads you to the right place at the right time. So yeah, that was it.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah, you really are an ambassador for our continent here in North America. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with people and, helping them realize that it's not everything that they see on the media is truth.
Right.
Once you've been to our continent, you'll just see how safe it is. And by the way, Botswana is super safe. Maybe safer than some cities is not in North America, to be honest. But yes, Botswana, it's safe, it's politically stable, and I don't think people have heard anything coming out of Botswana for a very long time until the Paris 2024 Olympics, with the 200-meter man race, which Botswana won a gold medal, and that is like Botswana to the limelight. So there hasn't been anything negative from Botswana in I don't know, in ages. So that's something that is important to us. The safety of the people that travel with us is important to us